Okay, so a very good evening to one and all present here, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to the technical session 4D. Myself Gargi Kalra, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 8th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Intelligent Systems, ICTIS 2024, Ahmedabad, India. The edition of this conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was organized in Ahmedabad, India on 4th April 2024, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today, that is 5th of April 2024. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 8 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for the questions and answers. On 7 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to the chair of this session, Dr. Vidya Gaikwad. She is an assistant professor at Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology in Pune, boasts over 14 years of experience in academics. She demonstrates a commitment to advancing the knowledge and contribution to cloud IoT security. Her dedication to academics is evident through her active involvement in organizing numerous national and international conferences and her prolific publication record. Ma'am, would you like to say a few words for the participants?
Yeah, Gargi, thank you for such a wonderful instructions or introduction. Yeah, I would like to say to the participants that all the best. And I encourage all the participants to stay connected with your fellow participants and continue the conversation beyond this event. Since the networking and collaboration are essential for driving innovations and progress in our fields, right? So I hope for the best and all the best for all the participants.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So next paper is Identifying Intruder in Artificial Intelligence of Things Using Digital Forensic Framework, a review. So it will be presented by Musira. Are you present?
Yes, ma'am, I'm present.
Okay, you can share your screen and start the presentation.
Just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute.
You can start the presentation and we will consider Sahil next.
Okay, so ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. You can continue. Yeah.
Okay. So ma'am, my topic is AIoT data security forensic. So in that I have made and review process. So actually the content which I'm going to explain is motivation, introduction, literature. Hello. Ma'am, may I continue?
Yes, you continue. And if anyone is having any query, then please write it to me in the chat box.
Okay.
You can continue.
Okay, ma'am. So motivation is like exactly we know that this is an era of an AI where we need a fusion of some innovation and computation, ma'am. So in the era of an AI, we need that there is a thing of an IoT is being introduced. Some of its challenges are there which we are facing right nowadays. Another thing that we have seen is that AI has been rigorously affected by some of the cyber attacks or some malicious attacks has been continuously there. So this is a motivation for my slide, ma'am. Next, if we are going from some of an case study or some of the things that we have seen. So first of this, we can see that this is a statistical details. Right from an year of 2018 to 22, there is a continuous increase in cyber attacks and encryption of an data. And some few of an case studies that we have gone through is like AIMS Delhi, hits and cyber security attacks. Second, Uber serves a major cyber attacks. Another, even the autonomous car has been attacked rigorously. So these are few of an motivations from which I have came to this topic, ma'am. Before introduction, I would like to give a short highlights about what is exactly is AI, what is IoT, and what is an AIoT. So AI is a computer system capable for performing tasks that typically requires an human intelligence, and it works on human intelligence. Another thing is an IoT. It is a combination, we can say, is it is an upcoming new concept, which is a combination of both AI and IoT devices. So some of an examples of an AIoT is the autonomous vehicle, smart healthcare, supply chain, smart city, and industrial IoT. This is an example where we can explain that this is an architecture of an autonomous vehicle. We can clearly have a pictorial view that an autonomous vehicle is connected to the various another devices. Let us consider it is having vehicle to vehicle network, it is having vehicle to network, it is vehicle to person, some infrastructure, vehicle to anything, or it might be vehicle to inter-vehicle or vehicle within, it can be have a connection within its vehicular. Another thing, that there is a history which I have gone some, this is the source where from which I have gotten reference, that rigorously the autonomous vehicle is generating a to 5100 TB of data per year. So from this we will come to know that how exactly the data is being generated rigorously every year. So now the question is, what if anyone has attacked our data or had tried to enter the architecture or the network of our autonomous car? So this is an literature survey which I have gone through some of an papers. So the first is that I have divided my literature survey on some of AI and architecture of an IoT. So basics, these are the few papers which I have gone through. These are the outcomes and literature survey. So after referring the certain papers, I have came to an summary that this is an architecture of an AIoT which consists of an three layers, that is platform tier, inference tier, and think tier. And parallelly, it has been distributed in control, data, intelligence model, and communication. The control flow flows from, like, control flow always works from top to down, whereas data flow works from bottom to up. And these are the few of and challenges which I have noted, out of which I feel that data security and privacy is an important one. Another literature survey was just about an autonomous vehicles which serves this feature, challenges, architecture, and research area. So again, going from certain papers, coming to certain conclusions and outcomes, I have come to the point that these are the main things that we need to look into. First one is developing an effective defensive model, evaluate the effectiveness using simulation, look for a proper forensic approach, need a digital forensic in autonomous vehicle, then we needs an then we needs an computer vision and perception, machine learning and algorithmic themes, safety and reliability, and energy efficiency and sustainability. So, ma'am, so these are the few of an parameters which I have came to know. Next. Now, after deciding that in an autonomous vehicle, in an IoT, I'm looking forward for an example of an autonomous vehicle. And especially then I have highlighted that I would like to work in a field of an digital forensic. I have made a detailed survey in the form of tools and framework. So again, some of an tools and framework that we have gone through that, or I have gone through and survey was AV guard system, ADDI model, network forensic and investigation model was there. Next, it is digital forensics model. Next, NGDFMI model, categorization of data forensics and investigation process. Each of the model were having its some outcome which was helpful, and another it was and a future scope that where we need to work into it. So looking into and summary, I have came to know that if this is a model, like these are the models like AV guards, it works on a database related forensic, its outcomes are, and its limitation is. So this is what I have bifurcated, and I have mainly come to the conclusion that either the forensic tools works in any of a specialization tool. Either it might be the database forensic, it might be network forensic, computer forensic, or mobile forensic. But mostly I'm focusing on an area of database forensic and network forensic. Next, after that, I have came to the second point that going through all the details, this was the part that I have find a notable gap, that is an interaction of AI and IoT. Second, I feel that there is a field where we can work in a data theft part. Second, there needs and lots of machine learning there is a need of an introduction of a machine learning algorithm which can automatically involve or which can automatically identify some of an cyber threats. Fourth part, there is a legal and ethical consideration should be there, and whatever the frameworks that we have discussed has one of its future scope that we need to work in it. So accordingly, I have came to the point problem statement, or I have evolved in problem statement, that there is a sensitive data has become a paramount concern in a concept of an AIoT. Whereas we need to look in and challenges, and after concluding all this, there is a need to involve, or there is a need of some of a specialized tool or advanced forensic tool which will identify the theft, or which will identify the IP address of a particular intrusion. So in this project I have done the thing like I have analyzed whatever the machine learning algorithms are used, and I have came to the parameter whatever the machine learning algorithm I has been divided into three parts according to its accuracy, perception, F1 score, and recall method. So these are its structure of an autonomous vehicle. We can see that it is a clear part of an software as well as an hardware part, ma'am. So the software part has an control, planning, perception, whereas in hardware parts includes your actuator, controller, and sensor parts. Next, this is the literature survey which I have I have been mentioned. This is a review where I have calculated, but I have referred a paper which contains mostly these algorithms, and whatever its accuracy and limitation has been noted here. So this paper may including the technique of decision tree, that is they have used a certain data set, and again its accuracy has been measured in terms of accuracy, recall method, false alarm, F1 score, execution, and whatever its precision, what this has been used. So in this I have concluded maximum up to 70 to 80 papers I have been summarized in this form, and I have analyzed all the paper, whatever the techniques, and out of which this is the review which I have done in this paper, ma'am. So this is the what I have done. And the second thing in my paper, I have also explained that how exactly the working model of an autonomous system, autonomous vehicle are there. It has been divided into the three parts. First is your automotive control system. Next is your autonomous driving system. And third one is your vehicle to everything. So the most rigorous part or most sensitive part is your automotive control system. The automotive control system includes your ECU, CAN, and LIN, and RF16. These are the, we can say this is in heart of an autonomous vehicle which need to be securely which need to be secured, and we will be working on this particular model where we need a forensic tool for after any attack we can easily identify an IP address of a person who has entered our system. Another supportive parts of an autonomous vehicles are your LiDAR, videos card, and GPS system, radar, and another sensitive components. Second, this two were the vehicles within the vehicle communication. Second is vehicle to everything. If your vehicle is connected to any another part, or we can say any another network, or it might be connected to a mobile phone or
Just
any
sorry to
another.
interrupt you. 8 minutes are almost done. Could you please conclude your presentation?
Okay, ma'am. So this is my proposed architecture. This is the proposed architecture where we need to do just digital forensic steps like identification, preserving, analysis, and reporting. And these two are the database forensic and network forensic. And using an artificial intelligence concept and machine learning algorithms or deep learning, I'm going to make an proper tools framework which will be helping us in our digital forensic way. So here I would like to conclude my presentation, and it's a conclusion that I have came is we have completed the I have been in this paper. I have completed the review part of all the algorithms and everything, mostly related to the machine learning. And in my proposed or in my future scope, I would like to work on a framework or design and implement a framework which will help in identifying the data theft now. So these are the references which I have concluded used in my paper. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a really a good presentation, like a research scholar.
Thank you,
You
ma'am.
have covered all the points, whatever we expect from the scholar, right?
Thank you.
Now, the question is, can you tell me the difference between database forensic and networking forensic?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the data, firstly, the thin line, or we can say the mostly the concept is the database forensic usually works with an data, we can say. Like in short, if I'm having any file, let us consider that I'm having my RAM in my computer. This laptop is if I'm going to put it in a forensic, I would like to divide it into the data part, not in a network part, because here in an analysis phase I need to analysis the text file, I need to analysis the images which are the stored RAM and whatever the hard drive. So this is my database now. And secondary thing, what is a network database, we can say. So in a network forensic, your mobile phone, like our mobile phone, it has been attached to some of the center, it is a node of one of an network. So this is the point we can say. And in a forensic, we are analyzing at what time, at what date, or at what duration our mobile was, in which network or which tower was providing a network to it, where it's an actual location. So this is the your network analysis or network forensic concept. So these two parameters are quite different. And in my project, I'm using the concept of both the forensic, as the vehicular itself generates a lot of data, and to make it active or to make it, we can say, put it into a particular network, we need to add our vehicle to a certain network. So at that time, we need some forensics about a network also. So these two concepts I'm being using in my project now.
Next question, what challenges did you face while identifying the intruders in AI IoT?
Okay, mom, first challenges was like we can say that we are having the or we are using the concept of AI. Same way, the intruder are also having a technology of an AI. So to identifying like they are getting much more smarter. So identify those things is a difficult thing. Secondary things, ma'am, the technology is quite large. We cannot it's not having any limitation. Day to day it's increasing. Even though we are trying to cover one of the challenges, the second challenges or second hurdle arise immediately. So as the technology is in vast, or this AI is in vast thing, it's difficult to manage all those challenges within one or at one platform, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next presenter,
Thank you,
please.
ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Masira, for your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sahil Solkar has joined. Are you ready
Hello?
for the presentation?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, sorry, there was a technical issue.
No issue.
Okay, let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's visible. You can continue. Yeah.
Okay. So the name of our main application which we have built and which we have done research on is enhancing architectural visualization with AI, AR. And particularly for this, what we have did is we have used Unity engine along with Vuforia. The fusion of these two has helped us in building this application and providing and generating lot of insights from different um, architectural designs. So basically, in short, what our application is, so there are different architectures like houses, and weaving them from other person, it will become difficult for them to what we can say is grasp all the concepts and the different perspectives from the houses. So basically, for that, what we have done is build an application. So for that, basically, so we have done it under the guidance of our professor Priyanka Fernandez, and there are and my teammates were Ayan Tambe and Ashish Moghe. So these two have an equal contribution in all of this work. Yes. Yes, sir. May I continue?
Yes, please continue.
Yes, you continue.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, the overview will be that it is an Android application which will show and 3D house models in an architecture and augmented reality. So basically, as I said before, the traditional architectures were the architecture blueprints, which we can show to other people, and it will become difficult for the new person to grasp all the features from that paper or the drawings. So this application will help it to for the person to grasp all the knowledge which is required for the person to choose that particular house. So these were the objectives to showcase the project potential for innovation in architecture and design industry. And also it also helps, it uses image-based target basically for rendering the house models on the image targets. So the technology which we have used, as I previously mentioned, is Unity 3D engine along with Vuforia engine. And basically we have used C# programming language for completely building this application. So this is the general flow of how this application will look like. The first, it will be a launching of an application, later on giving the camera access to it right here. And after that, when camera access is given, it will just scan for the image target which is present in front of it. And based on the image target, it will render the 3D model which it was mapped earlier in the application. So basically, as what the term I'm saying is targets, there are different types of targets, basically geolocation and coded markers, object recognition, and image target. So most probably we have used image target. So in image target, there is a kind of image which is present in front of the camera, which it can helps to track the location of the image, and based on the tracked position, it can render the 3D models over it. So this is what I'm saying by image target. How it works behind the scene is that, so when Vuforia engine sees an image and when it is built into an application, it it looks for the features, and the more crowded the image is and the more detail it has, the more it becomes easier for the Vuforia to recognize that image. So as you can see here, these were the small features which are tracked by Vuforia. So these images were taken from the original documentation of the Vuforia. So let's now look at the final application which we have built. So this is the initial loading screen, and after that it will tell us what number of models we need to load over it. Basically, we can select from the range 1 to 15, and right here I have selected 5, so maximum 5 models can be loaded over here. So when we click on view right here, it will initialize the Vuforia engine, and it will start rendering the models on the targets after recognizing them. So for new people who don't know about this application, what we could do is give the instructions to the user, and basically he will get to know about what this application is basically. So previously, as I was saying about rendering the 3D model on an image target, so this is what I meant over it. So below it, there is a 3D, there is a 2D image of this house, and it was able to recognize that image and render the 3D model over it. So this was the model which was generated. So also it allows to render it off and see from different perspectives. Like if we just rotate the image, it will be the model which is rendered over it, it will also rotate accordingly. So these are the multiple models which I had added in the application. Okay, so as I was saying previously that we could show multiple models simultaneously. So this is the example of it. I'm right here. I'm showing two models. So below this model there is an image target. Right here you can see in this image, and on this it is rendering this 3D model. Similarly for this house. So this basically enables to view how a particular house will look beside the particular building or some different architecture. So also one more feature is that if we, with the help of Vuforia, if we just enlarge the 3D house model and just zoom into it, we could just move the camera through it and we could see the inner contents of the models. The previous model which was shown right here, it is this part of the model which is viewed here. So from just moving the camera at that particular position, we will be able to see the current scene from that model. So basically, for concluding this presentation, I would say that this approach which we have used, the Vuforia and Unity approach, it will help the new person to grasp the 3D the 3D house models and get the insights about the different designs inside the 3D models, and also it will help to get the real view experience of for the users from this application. So we have also mentioned the references. These people helped a lot in this project, and that's it about my project. And I would like to conclude it.
Yeah, good efforts and good presentation.
Thanks
I
a lot.
would like to ask two questions. What motivated you to use Unity and Euphoria as the technological framework?
Yes. So basically, we were seeing different technologies which would help us in building this application. From through research, we came to know that there was a Vuforia engine, and it was best integrated with Unity.
Mm-hmm.
And the different, I mean, what Vuforia allowed us to do is it enables us to, I mean, with minimum efforts, we were able to achieve maximum work in our application. So also there was good community support with Vuforia and Unity. So whenever we were stuck on particular problem, we will be easily able. It was easy for us to solve this problem.
Okay. Okay. One last question for you. How would you address the issues related to the hardware compatibility, usability, and accessibility?
Yes. So this is one more reason for choosing Vuforia. So the previous paper which we have which we have read, we came to realize that Vuforia engine performs very well on old devices. So I remember one of the blog which I have read. I would like to share that with you. So there was a research conducted where the old HTC phone, it was able to run Vuforia, and it was pretty much accurate in rendering the 3D models on the image targets.
Okay.
So I believe it is much more compatible on modern devices.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Next
Thanks
member,
a lot.
please.
Thank you for your presentation. Let's move to the next paper. So the next paper we have is secondary development of a college English textbook based on online learning. And this will be presented by Liu. You can share your screen and start the presentation.
Can we go for next presenter?
Okay, Liu, if you are having any issues, then you can write it to me in the chat box. We'll consider you then. So let's move to the next paper. The next paper is software change prediction using ensemble learning, and this will be presented by Jyoti Patidar. You can share your screen and start the presentation. Jyoti, are you there?
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My topic is software change prediction using ensemble learning. So introduction. Software maintenance in software engineering is a process of modification of a software product after delivery to correct a fault and to improve performance. A common perception of maintenance is that only fixing defect. Software maintenance is very broad activity that include error correction, enhancement of capability, and optimization. Now come to the need for the maintaining the software. The error which are not detected.
So, Jyoti, sorry to interrupt you. Your screen is not visible.
Okay.
Present your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's visible. You can continue. Yeah.
Okay. So need for the maintaining the software. The error which are detected during the software development may be detected during the maintenance phase. As new technologies are introduced, such as new hardware, operating system, compiler, we have to modify software according to the technologies to ensure that system should satisfy user requirement. Change in user requirement with time, correct fault and error, improve the designed interface with other system and retire software. Software change prediction problems. So there are many problems in software change prediction. Software change are poorly designed and implemented. The repair of software can inject new bugs that must later be repaired. Normally, the program is written by another person or group of person. Often the program is changed by person who did not understand it clearly. Systems are not designed for change. Change can cause new fault in the system. So these are the problem in software change prediction. Software change prediction. Change prediction is the identification of classes that likely to be changed in future. Probability to change in future is represented by change-prone characteristics of software. Model to identify change are known as predictive model. Now come to the software change prediction using ensemble learning. Change prediction is a critical task in software engineering to identify potential change before they occur. This study focuses on various approaches for predicting the software change using ensemble machine learning technique. The ensemble is created using a stacking technique where the prediction of the best classifier are combined using a meta classifier. Techniques can be a powerful tool for improving the accuracy of change prediction. The approach is evaluated on a data set of change from a real-world software project and compared with 5 baseline methods. The results show the comparison of various approaches which outperform the baseline methods regarding several evaluation metrics such as precision, recall, and F1 score. The proposed work is an effective method for predicting software change, and that ensemble machine learning technique can be a powerful tool for improving the accuracy of change prediction. These are the literature review. So first paper is a predict fault prone classes in object oriented system using complexity matrix, and novel transfer defect learning, prediction of software defect. So these are the different approaches and techniques is used by this work, and this is the methodology. This section discussed various machine learning algorithms for prediction of various changes in software. We have used gradient boosting algorithm, ADA boosting algorithm, decision tree algorithm, and random forest algorithm, SVM algorithm, and logistic regression. Implementation and result. So dataset, this research utilized dataset of CM1 project, which is an instrument that will be used on NASA spacecraft. C is the name of the programming language that was used to create it. There are a total of 22 characteristics and 498 occurrence, making the total number of instances 498. 9.7% of these device modules are broken in some way. PC1 contain data derived from C function code that were generated as part of flight software project that was designed for satellite that orbit the Earth. There are the total of 1109 instances and 22 characteristics are associated with them. 6.9% of these device modules are broken in some way. Result. This section discusses the result of various machine learning algorithm used in this study. So first is logistic regression. When employing logistic regression, the analysis could provide any change prediction about which feature selection method is the most effective for all data set. Next, decision tree. When compared to the many alternative FS method, the recursive features elimination approach is the best in the context of the decision tree algorithm. The number of features included in CM1, KC1, and KC2 was cut by 47%, while the number of features included in PC1 was cut by 28.5%. Next algorithm is support vector machine. In this, linear support vector machine was used according to the finding of the SVM analysis. Lasso was best features selector for the majority of data set. It reduced the feature set by 38% for CM1, 23% for KC1, and 52% for PC1. And next is random forest. Random forest, when applied to any of the data set, produced results that were better to those produced by decision tree. Next result is extra trees. The performance of the software change prediction model that made use of the lasso feature selection approach was best for dataset PC1 and KC1. AdaBoost, the following table illustrates the degree of accuracy achieved by defect prediction using a variety of feature selection approaches used to the dataset. And next is gradient boosting and stacking.
Sorry to interrupt you. Your 8 minutes are almost over. So please conclude your presentation.
Okay. So next is the stacking, XGBoosting, and now come to the conclusion. In conclusion, ensemble machine learning technique have shown in improving the prediction of software change by combining multiple models. Ensemble technique can help improve the accuracy of prediction, leading to higher software quality and improved customer satisfaction. Further research is needed to fully explore the potential of ensemble technique for software change prediction. Developing more efficient and effective algorithm for ensemble model training and prediction. Exploring the potential of deep learning based ensemble technique for software change prediction. So overall, continued research in this area has the potential to improve software development processes significantly and ultimately lead to higher quality of software products. Thank you.
Yeah, Jyoti, I have one question for you. Can you compare the performance of Ansible learning model with any baseline approaches or any single model technique?
Ensemble learning technique is a combination of different algorithms. Like it gives a better performance because it is a combination of different model.
Okay, what factors?
We have
Continue. Yeah.
we have compare with correlation and lasso and PNB.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Next presenter, please.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So, we have Chandana with us now with paper title A Survey on Fire Detection and Mitigation Methods and Its Challenges. Chandana, you can share your screen and start the presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Continue. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. We are from BNR Vijnana Jyoti presenting about a paper titled A Survey on Fire Detection and Mitigation Methods and Its Challenges. I'm here with my teammate Pranav Reddy. Introduction. Effective fire detection is crucial, encompassing both wild and regular fires due to the extensive damage they can cause. Unlike predictable natural disasters like hurricanes, fires are unpredictable and demand robust solutions to combat their devastating effects. The rising demand for automated fire prevention software reflects the need for proactive measures to prevent fires from escalating. However, the lack of integrated systems capable of detecting fires in diverse settings poses a significant challenge for disaster management authorities. Motivation of our project is fires cause extensive damage, threatening lives, property, and environment. In built-up areas, fires lead to property loss, injuries, and disruptions. Wildfires in forests devastate ecosystems, wildlife habitats, and resources, contributing to the air pollution and health issues. Traditional fire detection systems are often slow, limited in scope, and lack integration with advanced technologies, hampering their effectiveness. Existing systems are many current solutions rely heavily on satellite-based imagery, such as NASA's Aquamodis, to monitor potential forest fires. Aquamodis offers a spectral resolution of 750 m per pixel with near real-time data. Updates every 1 to 3 hours. However, the data's latency and resolution limitations make it challenging for firefighters to accurately assess fire causes, rates, and spread. National platforms like Bhuvan also utilize Aquamodis data along with other satellite feeds for fire monitoring. Research capture. Many existing systems rely on satellite imagery and similar sources, which can introduce delays in near real-time applications. There's a notable chance of false positives in detection systems. Some approaches only focus on specific types of environments, neglecting others. Now, I would like to hand over it to my friend Pranav.
Yeah, as my friend Chandana has discussed so far, we are motivated by this problem to try and solve real-time fire detection by trying to democratize the models used in the process. This is the methodology we've come up with. As we are facing a two-pronged problem, we found that a single model will not cut it, and hence we have decided that we will have to develop two different pipelines which tackle two varyingly different problems in order to comprehensively detect and mitigate fires. So the problem areas we found is that fires can be broadly separated into two major categories. They can be of either urban biomes or rural biomes. Urban include the office spaces or any other spaces which have been covered by CCTV camera footage. And the rural areas, we will be readily having access to the satellite APIs, which we can use to predict the presence of a fire. So these were the two logical endpoints we found in this problem. And so we have set out on training our models to use data from these two sources, the satellite data set and view, and the other data set is default data set. These are satellite and CCTV camera data sets respectively, and we have trained each on a specific set of models to net a uh, final combinational model. This combinational model will be receiving data non-stop from forest satellite feeds and CCTV live feeds. Based on the result given by the prediction system, which is just a final model, we will also initiate the mitigation subsystem. The mitigation subsystem is just to uh, uh, communicate with the authorities and the shareholders as soon as possible, and to display the coordinates of the forest fire. It will intimate them using audio alerts. It will also send emails regarding the location of the fire, and will also make calls to the users. So, Chandana, can you go to the next one? So this is the final methodology we settled on. For urban fire detection, that is namely CCTV fire detection, we've chosen YOLO P8 event detection model and trained it on the default dataset to let us a very accurate model that can detect fires even at substandard resolutions, because CCTV streams are not of that respectable resolutions. So we've chosen this model as it produced significant results even without much resolution to work. And we have used OpenCV for secondary procedures such as the background subtraction steps. And we've used the DeepLab V3 image segmentation decoder to perform image segmentation on the detected fire. So the metrics regarding the fire could be passed on to the mitigation subsystems. And for the forest fire detection, we've settled on using a modified RCNN models for this problem. And also these are some of the libraries we've used to perform such this task. Chandra? Okay, so this is an example of the first step in the CCTV detection process. We will first perform background subtraction process on the CCTV frame so that we can identify if many sectors have changed from the previous frame or not. Based on whether or not significant change in the image has been produced, we'll then be proceeding on to the next step, which will be shown in the next slide. So yeah, this if in the case of the background check test passes, we set the model onto this frame, and then we will be receiving the metrics about the fire, if such a fire exists or not. And coming to the satellite subsystem, this is relatively uh, this is relatively common, because it can receive input both from a live API and also an image. Uh, for this specific instant, we are showing you output from an image. It can take both a set of images and also a set of live feeds and all, and it will give the administrator the metrics about the fire and whether smoke exists or not, and how to and which extent the smoke exists. Hmm. This is an example of the mitigation subsystem. We are using APIs which let us send out calls to all the registered users, which we provided through a registration form. Uh, as soon as the fire is detected, both the fire station and the users who set up who signed up for email alerts and users who signed up for call alerts will almost immediately get calls and emails about the presence of a fire, so that this
Sorry
can
to interrupt
jumpstart.
you. Your 8 minutes are almost over, so please conclude your presentation.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. And these are the comparative studies we've done. On an average, we found that YOLO V8 showed the best balance between accuracy and the inference times. Hence, we've used it over other bulky models even if YOLO weight is quite a bit bulky, we used it over other models. And coming to the satellites, this is a final performance metrics we received the sequential model, precision, recall, F1 score support. And these are same using the AlexNet. Coming to the conclusion, yeah, this study provides with the study we set out to wanted to give us a comprehensive evaluation of various technologies out there that we can employ to even speeden up and democratize the fire detection, because it is such a critical and it is such a potentially life saving. So we've thought on doing this. And we've also explored how drones could be utilized uh, in this problem, but we found that using existing machinery such as already installed CCTV cameras would prove paramount to our task. The challenges related to infrastructure, especially in remote or rural regions of developing countries, and the cultural barriers to technologies are identified as significant hurdles. Hence, the reliance on previously existing infrastructure. And these are the potential for future work we identified. The paper underscores the importance of future research in rectifying identified deficiencies, enhancing system accuracy and consistency, and ensuring ecological durability and seamless collaboration with mitigation processes. Initiatives aimed at improving infrastructure, including power supply and internet access in remote or rural regions, can facilitate the effective development and operation of fire detection systems.
Okay, can you list out some different mitigation methods, and can you compare it in terms of practicality and efficiency?
Perhaps one of the most common mitigation tactic we've heard is the smoke alarms. But smoke alarms are ultimately have to be installed. Any organization has to spend significant amount of time installing smoke alarms and smoke sensors into their buildings. And another option we explored is community outreach apps, like community-based messaging systems, which can because the spread of information within community will be very fast. We thought that we could explore that way, but some apps also already exist for this. And another one of the mitigation process we identified is that the fire department gives us an API. The Indian Fire Department gives us an API which we can use to know about the potential fire around us. But we almost always found that it was at least a bit 2.5 minutes late between the detection of the fire and mitigation of the fire. So that was some of the ones we identified.
Okay. Thank you.
Please.
Next presenter, please.
Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah.
So the next we have is Liu. Are you ready with your presentation now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can share your screen and start the presentation.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm so sorry about my screen. My talk is secondary development of college English textbook based on online learning. And so, sorry. My contents conclude 4 parts. First one is abstract, second one is literature review, and then design and practice of the secondary development of teaching materials. Last is conclusion. So for abstract, the secondary development of teaching materials refers to the process of teachers redesigning and improving teaching materials according to specific teaching objectives, methods, content, and so on. In recent years, Chinese college English teachers have gradually paid increasing attention to the secondary development and practical research when applying them on the online learning platforms. So, this paper took the textbook New Horizon Calling English 3, published by Foreign Language Teaching and Research Press in China, as an example to explore the secondary development of teaching materials under FLGRP's learning platform. A design and practice model it was built, which comprised thematic video materials, application, expansion of the inquiry vocabulary, pre and in-depth development, and interactive text learning materials, and the development of special listening and speaking material aids. For later review, here are two parts. First one is online learning. In recent years, scholars of Chinese international language education have conducted surveys and research on students' online learning, engagement, and satisfaction. He, for example, conducted a questionnaire survey on level of extrinsic motivation and engagement. So reading the relevant literature, the present study found that there are few studies on online teaching materials. And for secondary development teaching materials, it refers to teachers, students' appropriate adjustment and processing of established teaching materials. It also includes the reasonable selection and development to adapt to specific education teaching situations. Both domestic and international researchers have conducted research on online learning and on secondary development teaching materials, produced fruitful results in theory and practice. So many problems remain to be solved, such as the following: on what theoretical and practical basis is the secondary development of teaching materials based in the online learning? How should teaching materials be developed? And the present study attempt to explore the practice of the secondary development of teaching materials. And next part is design and practice the secondary development teaching materials. First one is the three-level learning goal based on the College English Guide 2020. This study is aimed to design the overall teaching objectives and unite learning objects in three levels. And conclude level A, initial level, intermediate level, and advanced level. So, and then is thematic video material development. The teacher provides online supplementary video closely related to the unit theme. Students watch and collaborate in a group to discuss the video theme and complete questions. Take a unit, for example, before class, students download online supplementary resources, then discuss and share their ideas in a group and record the results. In class, students repeat and answer questions. Teacher shares the experience with the students. After class, students rate dependently according to their personal learning goals. And next is for vocabulary application and expansion. It includes vocabulary learning based on listening, reading, word and sentence formation, translation skills, supplementary grammar learning. Students perform inquiry-based vocabulary and test learning at level A, B, and C. For example, before class, students listen to the recorded words online and repeat them to acquire correct pronunciation. In class, the usage of words and phrases are discussed, shared, extended, and consolidated. After class, they complete the vocabulary consolidation online. They will listen to and repeat the recorded words online. So part 4 is the pre-development and the in-depth development. First is based on reading, writing, translating, concern tasks, learning pre-development to set pre-reading questions. For tasks, pre-understanding, paragraph, pre-writing tasks. Second is in-depth development of task learning materials based on reading and translation abilities. The fifth is different of special listening and speaking materials. Before class, students complete listening to the word task online. Shall summary of their group. In class, students complete tasks with teacher and answer them individually in groups. Teacher should ask you questions and give them evaluation. After class, Level A students complete the basic task online. Level B students complete the immediate task. And the Level C complete the highest material tasks. At last is conclusion. Based on online learning platform, FLERP, this study took the textbook as an example.
Sorry to interrupt you. Could you please conclude?
Okay.
That's almost done.
Okay, so this will help teachers to solve some of the problems faced in the course regarding the secondary development of teaching materials, as well as provide a theoretical and practical basis for the secondary development of teaching materials. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Can you tell me how did you collaborated with instructors, students, and stakeholders in this development process?
Okay, so
Or what challenges did you faced while taking some input from all these stakeholders?
In the new area, the college English teaching model has diversified development. An online learning model is based on the platform provided by the internet has emerged. As a part of deepening learning, online learning has become one of the main ways of Chinese college students to learn English. So it requires teachers to break the original views of curriculum, textbooks, teaching, and to re-understand the use of books. So I study this topic.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, next presenter, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
so thank you so much. Let's move to the next paper. So next we have is software change prediction using in-symbol learning. And this will be presented by Jyoti Patidar. Are you there?
Jyoti has completed.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next paper. So it is sound design, a universal language for all senses. And it will be presented by Srija. You can share your screen and start the presentation.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you're
Hello?
audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Sirja, can you just jump to your gap identification and what objectives you have designed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is our problem statement, ma'am. Multisensory impaired individuals struggle with communication, education, and accessing information. Challenges extended to social interactions, employment opportunities, and independent living. Obtaining medical information, navigating public spaces, and handling emergencies can be especially difficult. The aim of our project is to enhance communication for the multisensory impaired individuals. We are using Morse code-based tactile feedback, which enables seamless interaction. We provide affordable solution for individuals with dual sensory impairments, empowering economically disadvantaged individuals. The components we included are Arduino Uno, LEDs, vibrator, and buzzers. Software requirement of our project are Arduino IDE and serial monitor. Hardware requirements are Arduino Uno, vibrator, buzzer, and LED. This is the circuit diagram of our project, in which Arduino Uno is we integrated LED, buzzer, and a vibrator to the Arduino Uno. This is the block diagram of our project. The sound sign starts with the user interaction. When we run the code, as we can see, this instruction will pop up on the serial monitor. This will demonstrate us about how to use the sound sign. By entering 1, 2, and 3, the system will recognize that the user is going to give the input as text, and it should be converted into Morse code and displayed on LED, buzzer, and vibrator respectively. If the user entered number 4, then it will recognize that the user is going to give Morse code as the input, and it will be converted into text. As I said, the main claims of our project are multisensory impaired people, hence people who are both blind and deaf will communicate through vibrators, and people who are blind and mute will communicate through buzzer, and people who are mute and deaf will communicate through LEDs, by this the sound sign will enable communication. This is the LED output, this is the buzzer output, and this is the vibrator output. The conclusion: Sound Sign project is a big step forward for people with sensory impairment. It's affordable and easy to use for everyone. With tactile feedback and key components, it helps overcome communication challenges. This project makes daily interaction easier and promotes independence. It shows how technology can make life better for people with disabilities, making society more inclusive. Future scope: we are currently working on adding speech to text and text to speech features, and we are really proud to say that we added these features and we succeeded in making our project recognize speech and also give the speech output. This will convert spoken words to Morse code for users to feel through vibrations. A push button will capture input, converting it to voice for easy communication. These updates aim to make SoundSign more user friendly and inclusive for those with sensory impairments. These are the references. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Can you compare your project with some IoT projects, like related to sound and everything, whatever the devices you are using?
Ma'am, the existed projects I saw so far are vibrating communication, and also some neuro devices. Neuro
Yeah.
devices such as bionic eye and bionic lenses. They have to be implanted directly on brain, which affects a lot, and it is very costly. Also, devices such as vibratory communication and all, they are software devices and cannot be affordable. Also, they are not feasible to use, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Next
Thank you,
members,
ma'am.
please. Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. Let's move to the next paper. And the next paper we have is Type 2 Diabetes Mellitus Prediction through Ensemble Learning Techniques based on gene data and machine learning algorithm. And this will be presented by Neha Katiyar. You can share your screen and start the presentation.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Just give me a second to share my screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's visible. Yeah. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Neha Gadyar and I'm a research scholar in Bennett University. I'm representing my paper in the type 2 diabetes mellitus prediction through assemble learning techniques based on gene data and machine learning approach. Here are my contents. My first content is introduction, diabetes mellitus prediction using gene data set, then literature survey, methodology, result, conclusion, and future scope and references. So here is come to know the diabetes mellitus. Diabetes is one of the most commonly known as disease in this world. Around 404 million people are affected in this by this disease all over the world. So symptoms of diabetes is that high blood sugar includes frequent urination, increased third, increased hunger. So diabetes produces less insulin and that increase the blood sugar levels, which leads to many complications just like normal functioning of various organs such as eyes, kidneys and nerves are also affected. So type 2 diabetes is occur when human body is not producing insulin properly and the pancreas that they were not using the insulin in a proper way. So type 2 diabetes correlated to the biological process and action cascades. This is usually distributed intracellular cells or extra interfaces of mitochondria defect. Fatty acid insulin make this function and generate new fatty acids. So apart from that, genes are also responsible for the insulin secretion in the human body. So therefore, abnormal working of genes is one of the pathogenic component of type 2 diabetes mellitus. So here are the literature survey. I have performed literature survey and identified the area, data set, objective and limitations on that. And I have taken the research paper from year 2018 to 2023 in this paper. And I have used total 25 papers in this paper for the literature survey. Then after that, come to the diabetes mellitus prediction using gene data set. So the diabetes gene data set, basically, I have taken the RNA sequencing gene data set, and that will be collected from the data set is collected from the National Center Biotechnology Institute, and this data set can have the RNA sequencing around 26,788 and out of them there will be 1600 pancreatic islets and that can be will further subdivided and there will be three features in the data set that will be having is rank ID, gene ID and rank index. Then after that I have applied K4 cross validation classification technique. Then on the type 2 diabetes detection. So this experiment center type 2 diabetes detection k-nearest tables, random forests and support vector machine and bagging classification techniques performed in the RA sequencing data set on 1600 humans. So the test on the three parameters, out of them, these four algorithms, the bagging classification provide best result as compared to another machine learning techniques. So here is the methodology. In this methodology, I have done the input. The input is the RNA sequencing data set. Then data gathering, the data will be gathered from the NCPI laboratory where I will get the data set and that link is also provided in the paper. Then I have done the data pre-processing just like removing the outliers and removing the missing values from the data set. Then I can train the system using the k-fold cross validation and bagging classifier. Then we perform the result analysis just like the getting the features from the confusion matrix, precision, recall and accuracy. Then we streamline the output. So ma'am, here is the result and my result is giving 99% accuracy in the using the bagging classification techniques on genome data set because the paper that we have previously studied that will be on that SBM is applied and that will be providing the accuracy of 92.5%. So here the conclusion that in future maybe bagging techniques are also used for various types of disease prediction and they can be applied more basic models such as KNN, random forest and SVM. So here's the references that where the content and all those things will be taken. And last, thank you.
Yeah. Can you list out some ensemble learning technique which are used in your research to predict T2DM and how this is used to enhance the accuracy of your result?
Ma'am, I have applied so many techniques, just like the lasso regression and all those techniques will be applied. And I have taken the base paper. On that base paper, there will only three techniques is applied. So after that, then I perform that result again and again by applying 2 to 3 algorithms. So out of them, that bagging is performing best. And
Okay.
my when I compared to the my base paper work, so on my base paper the accuracy is using SVM on that same data set is 92%, and when I apply that bagging classifier over there, then that accuracy will be increased just after removing all the outliers from the data cleaning process.
Okay. And the gen data, you mentioned that it is available on that link. So is it available only on that single link?
Yeah, easily. You
Okay.
can download it from that there. Even that link is provided in the paper and also in the my presentation also.
Okay.
That just like there will be repositories of different data sites, just like UCI repository, that have you heard about it? So there will be an NCBI repository. So I from that I will get that data set.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Next presenter,
Thank you.
please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So
Thank you.
we have 2 presentations remaining. Nureni, are you present? Okay. EMSS Chandu, are you present? Okay, so we are done with the presentations.
Okay, then. Yeah.
So I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for support during this 8th version and all the previous 7 versions of this conference. We will be happy to have you in the 9th version in 2025. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already been forwarded to the stranger. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTIS 2024. I also thank our session chair, Dr. Vidya Gaikwad, for chairing the session, and a token of appreciation to her. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presence.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I will receive this on mail.
Yes, ma'am, you will receive this on the mail.
Yeah. Okay. So you will mail me today or after?
Within 2 working days, you will receive the mail.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We just need to take a quick snapshot. Please turn on the camera, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you.